emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is Last Call Live from Green Brain Comics. Good morning and welcome, Brainiacs. I am your host, Dan Merritt, co-owner of Green Brain Comics. Every week we bring you this curated list of comics, graphic novels, and other items that will be going to print next week and are scheduled to hit the shelves as soon as November 15th. We're here today to share this list of upcoming books and give you one final chance to place your request before Sunday, October 22nd at 5 p.m. That's final order cutoff, folks. And this is Last Call, and we are broadcast live from Studio G version 5.0 in East Downtown Dearborn. Welcome to Last Call Live. Okay, we're going to start. Ooh, yeah, maybe we should start over here. Get rid of that. Do that. Yeah, Green Brain Comics and Last Call Live are powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online. Oops, wrong one. That's the one. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com. Mobile apps available for Android and iPhone. Start up an account online or sync up to your existing account. Order and pay securely online and make sure you never miss an issue. We will be using Comichub today to show you items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. Let me give you a quick tour. Once you sign into this website, you will see this startup screen. Aside items is everything that you have already ordered and has been received and is waiting for you to be paid or picked up. To the right, you got Shop Coming Soon. This is all the items and all the carousels that we will be talking about today. Once you go into Shop Coming Soon, you will be greeted by several of these fine carousels. On the top here, you'll see preview pages. This is inside peeks at some of these books that are coming up, some of which we may be talking about today. Each of these carousels move left to right, and if you hit the Look Inside button there, you will see that those PDFs. Below that, we've got the Last Call carousel. That's the one we will be focusing on today. And underneath that, we have next Wednesday's items. This is everything that will be hitting the shelves at this point on Wednesday, October 25th. Keep in mind, all items have a limited supply. We have a finite amount of these things coming in. You can reserve from those amounts, but once those amounts are gone, so's that book. So make sure you get your orders in early so you don't miss an item. Okay, before I move into the Last Call carousel, I just want to say hey to Mark Bell. Says sorry he couldn't stop by. That's cool, Mark. Maybe next time. And Fahad is here. Fahad, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate your support. Okay, back to the browser here. We will be looking at the Last Call. Keep in mind these carousels, while they move left to right, once you go into View All, this will open up all these fine things in a scroll down style menu. You'll notice up at the top you have filters for publisher, category, brand, genre, artist, all kinds of different things, and you can even sort by the alphabet. All titles that start with A, you can sort directly to them. And that's pretty much our primer of operating the Comichub for today's purposes. And let's see what we got next. Uh-oh. It's time for... What is it time for? It's time for... it's time for Last Call for Manga. Unlock the secrets of the manga world with our preview of upcoming titles, offering a glimpse into the next big hits. And one of those next big things is Origin. This is the volume 1 from this new series from Kodansha Comics, featuring the work of Boichi. This is a 196-page book for $12.95. Looks like this is going to be full black and white, in glorious black and white. Looks like a fine action-adventure thing, maybe along the lines of a Ghost in the Shell, with a little bit of historical adventure thrown in there. Looks like fun. Next up, we have Ennead, even more historical stuff, but this is the full-color boys love webtoon hit inspired by ancient Egyptian mythology. 9 powerful gods of ancient Egypt form the Ennead when the god of war, Seth, kills his brother Osiris and takes over Egypt. He ushers in a new era of chaos and cruelty. From Seven Seas Entertainment and creator Mojito, sounds like a nice refreshing drink, this is Ennead Volume 1. It's available in paperback and hardcover, I believe. Oh, also I'd like to say hello to all of our friends over on Facebook. Looks like everything is streaming over there good, so we'll just leave that roll. Hopefully we have Katie Merritt on a remote filling in some commenting duties for me, or she might be busy getting ready for a thing today. Either way, thanks for joining us. More manga coming up. What do we got here? Lonely Castle in the Mirror from Seven Seas and Mizuki Sejurama and Tomo Taketomi. I like trying these names unrehearsed. And let's see, we got one more. Orb on the movements of the Earth. This is an omnibus featuring volumes 1 and 2 in one larger 320-page volume. This looks like fun. The Great Yokai Wars from Titan Publishing. Titan has been doing a little bit more mature manga collecting, but this looks like it might be a little bit more teen-friendly, from creators Yusuke Watanabe and Sanami Suzukui. Available on November 15th. Get your orders in by Sunday. And that does it for Last Call for Manga. Next up, what do we got next? Oh yeah, it's a last call for younger readers. Calling all young minds, unleash the power of graphic novels, fuel visual literacy, ignite imagination, and conquer reluctance. Embrace the magic of reading now with Last Call for Younger Readers. And the first thing we have for younger readers this week is Pacey Packer Unicorn Tracker. This is volume 3. This has been a great seller for us from J.C. Phillips and the Random House Press. And then we got a couple things from Scout. Some of these tend to be a little bit more mature, maybe towards teen or teen plus, but I'll show them off anyways. This original graphic novel is called Evermore Falls from Karl Slominski in Scout Comics. And then we have the Misfits Clubhouse from writer Matt Knowles and artist Rayhill Motion. That will be available on November 22nd from Scout Comics. And that does it for Last Call for Kids titles. Yeah, I guess this is the case here where I'll call this Last Call for other stuff. Sure, other stuff. This isn't really a number one. They kind of did this a couple of months ago with the rare flavors, but now they're coming back. Boom is coming back with an ash can for Animal Pound. This is a preview, a smaller copy of the upcoming new series from Tom King and Peter Gross. This will have a $2.99 price tag and be 24 pages. Remember, this is a smaller cut size. If you recall back a few weeks ago to the Rare Flavors ash can, I think this comes in at about 5 by 7, something like that, and will not be the full issue. Probably have some process pages and or others, but it looks cool. And plus, you know, Tom King, Peter Gross, great art. And then we got this thing. This is something that we do in Last Call for other stuff. This calls out a new arc for this series, Philadelphia. As you can see, this cover features none other than Spawn. And we'll also, I think, have some other special guest stars throughout this storyline. This long-running storyline written by Rodney Barnes with interior art by Jason Alexander, and this issue includes some work from German Ira Musp. Sure. And this cover by Jason Alexander. We also have this variant, cover B, by Francesco Mattina. And finally a cover C by Jay Lee. Ooh, that's creepy. Remember, folks, this online browser has a zoom. The app also has a zoom. Works a little different, but this is cool. Jay Lee is... Oh, man, that's super gross. Good job, Jay Lee. Good job creeping me out. And that's it for Last Call for special items. I'd also like to say hey to Bricklayers, Yang Maven. Thanks, guys, for showing up. I appreciate you being here. And it's a big reunion in there. Come on and join the reunion. Okay, next up we got Last Call for, pardon me, graphic novels. Where are we? Discover original graphic novels and trade paperbacks collecting the hottest new stories from big and small publishers. Don't miss the excitement. It's Last Call for graphic novels. And the first thing we got on the desk for this week is Bunny Mask, the Cave Collection hardcover. This collects the first two mini-series into a beautiful oversized hardcover, coming in at 224 pages with a $39.99 cover price from Paul Tobin, Andrea Muti, and Aftershock Comics. Here's a pretty one, Wild's End by Dan Abnett and I.N.J. Colbard. This is, I think, what would essentially be volume 4 of this storyline. Oh, this, wow, this collects a bunch of I see, yeah. For the first time, the original trilogy of the cult favorite anthropomorphic alien invasion graphic novels are collected here. This collects the first 3 volumes, First Light, Enemy Within, and Journey's End. That will be available on January 17th. Get your orders in by this Sunday, October 22nd. And we got one from DC. We got DC Vampires, DC versus Vampires from James Tynion IV and Matthew Rosenberg. This also features art by Daniela Di Nicolo, Otto Schmidt, and Simone DeMeo, and has this Otto Schmidt cover. Next up is this original graphic novel from Humanoids Incorporated, winner of the 2022 Prix Orange de la BD, an award given to promising newcomers to the French comic scene. Kays and Layla were so madly in love that the young man would not contain his passion for his beloved, giving him the nickname of Majnun, the madman. But in spite of these lovers' passion, their story has a tragic end. From creator Jan Damazin, this is Majnun and Layla, Songs from Beyond the Grave. This is from the Life Drawn imprint from Humanoids, which tends outside of the traditional European Belgium graphic album trade. This kind of breaks out more into the international stuff. So good for them. It's beautiful. We saw several preview pages from in the latest Marvel previews or Diamond previews. Good stuff. Here's a cool one. This is a Dungeons and Dragons library collecting several mini-series all into one. These all focus on Drizzt and the Neverwinter Tales. And we've got a bunch of other stuff all in there from a whole bunch of different creators, including writer R.A. Salvatore and artist Agustin Padilla. Got a few from Marvel Comics here. Got Black Panther graphic novel volume 1, Reign at Dusk. This is from the new ongoing series written by Eve L. Ewing and featuring interior art by Chris Allen and this beautiful cover by Raza. And then we got one of my favorite books from this last year, Clobbering Time. This collects the mini-series from Steve Scroce, the artist responsible for lots of beautiful comics and movie designs. He created this mini-series as a spotlight for The Thing as he crashes around the Marvel Universe. It's got such beautiful art and features such amazing team-ups as, of course, the ever-popular Thing versus Hulk, or Thing side by side with the Hulk, but also a team-up with Doctor Doom. This is Clobbering Time, Volume 1 from Steve Scroce. We have an epic collection of the Deadpool written by Joe Kelly. And a volume 2 for the Fantastic Four by Ryan North. This has been a very fun series. And speaking about Doctor Doom, the next issue features Doctor Doom on a Doctor Doom dinosaur. I know it sounds confusing, but it's super cool. If you're a Fantastic Four fan, you should definitely check out this series. All right, next up from Oni Press, we got this Frankie Comics. This collects I think this was a web comic, but now for the first time in softcover from Rachel Dukes. And it's full color. And we got one from Pow Pow Press and creator Eloise Marseille. This is called Naked, the Confessions of a Normal Woman. This makes a powerful case for sexual politics that is open, demystified, and free of shame for mature readers. Available on November 8th. Let's see, we got one from Scout Comics, Mr. Easter, from Kit Wallace. Great cartooning from Kit Wallace. Here's an original graphic novel from Stone Church Press called Ain't It Fun? In the 1970s, Peter Loeffner was a founding figure in a primordial ooze of what would come to be called punk rock in the somewhat unlikely, somewhat necessary place of Cleveland, Ohio. Bands like Perry Ubu, the Electric Eels, Rocket from the Tomb, the Dead Boys, Devo, and the Pagans all intermingled in this psychosphere. Loeffner touched them all and has a nice graphic novel biographing his life. That's a word, right? Peter Loeffner and Protopunk in the Secret City. Ain't It Fun? From Aaron Lang and Stone Church Press. I think I may have pointed this out last week, but here it is again. Titan Publishing, called a Cthulhu hardcover from Norm Conyu. Looks cool. This looks like fun. This is Disenchantment, the Netflix series. This collects never-before-seen comics from the Disenchantment universe, featuring all the show's characters and featuring exclusive content made for this collection from the show's creators. And of course, all of it is written and drawn and covered by Matt Groening. Beautiful. From Titan Publishing. One more from Titan? Yeah, look at this cool thing. This is called Underground Cursed Rockers and High Priestesses of Sound. A unique and exhaustive look at some of the most influential outsider music legends, from Daniel Johnson to Patti Smith, of the last 50 years, a veritable illustrated Bible of the underground music scene. This anthology of 50 biographies invites you to discover little-known maestros and creators of underheard masterpieces. This is a book for the simply curious as well, from writer Arnaud Lergoufflet and artist Nicholas Moog, who also did this beautiful cover. Of course, he put Frank Zappa in there. Great job, Nicholas. Underground Cursed Rockets and High Priestesses Sound. And, got a couple more from Z2 Comics. The long-awaited John Lee Hooker biography, One Bourbon, One Scotch, and One Beer, from writer Jarrett Williams and artist Kyle Baker, with this beautiful cover by Ho-Chi Anderson. This looks like an amazing graphic novel, folks, and it will be available on November 15th. And finally, to close up Last Call for Graphic Novels, a big punch in the face from Pantera. It's the Vulgar Display of Power. This is celebrating the 30th anniversary of the release of Pantera's award-winning Vulgar Display of Power, and it looks to adapt all of the 11 album tracks into unique stories. Creators will each offer a unique interpretation inspired by the lyrics and music to create a whole new way to experience this landmark work of heavy art. Pantera Vulgar Display of Power hardcover from Z2 Comics. Oops. I forgot my thing. I'll do this. Hey, and now it's time for Last Call for New Printings. Get ready for a second chance. Next up on Last Call for New Printings, watch as we unveil new printings on hot, sold-out comics. Don't miss out on your favorites. As given prelude to, this is a facsimile edition, a new printing of Uncanny X-Men. This is concluding the Days of Future Past arc, representing this issue, this classic issue by Chris Claremont and John Byrne, where, sorry to spoil it, folks, this issue, everybody dies. They're pretty bloodthirsty in the future. We got a third printing of Conan the Barbarian number 3. One would really hope that Titan Publishing would gear up their printing act and make these more widely available. But hey, a new printing of number 3. I need it. Cool. And it's got this beautiful cover by Doug Braithwaite. Wow, yeah. I missed that too. Oh, it's because I don't have one. Yeah, there you go. Sorry for all the talking to myself thing. Oh gosh. Let's see. I'm glad this is live. You guys are very forgiving. All right, so let's go into Last Call for First Issues. We got a lot of first issues to cover, folks, today. And let's call Last Call for Last Call for First Issues brings you thrilling new series pitches, dazzling variant covers, and a chance to secure your copies for release day. Don't miss out on the excitement. It's time for Last Call for First Issues. And the first issue we will be looking at today is a new series from Ablaze Comics entitled The Agent, from writer Matthew Gabella, with art and this cover by Fernando Daninho, who is also the artist on Suicide Squad, Supergirl, Wonder Woman, Teen Titans, and Justice League. Let's see. For some, magic is a myth. For others, it's a weapon. What if witchcraft really existed? If our beliefs, superstitions, and legends were material? This is what Rem, a young narcotics lieutenant, must question when she finds herself confronted with the impossible. That's right. The Agent, #1 from Matthew Gabella and Fernando Daninho. Got a bunch of covers. We got this Fernando Daninho, this Goran Sudzuka, this cover by Helena Masalis, and this beautiful tribute to the fantastic work of, what's his face? Jim Steranko, on The Shield. This is cover D by Fritz Cassis. Next up, from Boom Studios, we get a new series called Lotus Land. In a Vancouver of the future, painted with ultra-modern decay, a groundbreaking advancement in technology promises an end to entropy itself. But when an attack on this mysterious Keeper program threatens the lives of everyone tied to it, retired police detective Benny Strickman is called to investigate one last case. Eisner-winning and Harvey-nominated writer Darcy Van Polgeest, writer of Little Bird, is joined by rising star artist Caio Felipe, who did the art on Stranger Things, Tales from Hawkins, for this timely and thought-provoking look into the human condition set in a dystopia that's as grounded as it is metaphysical. We got this cover by Alex Ekman Lawn and a B cover by Christian Ward. It's Lotus Land from Boom Studios. Here's one from Dynamite Entertainment, adapting Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time Book 2, The Great Hunt. In this exciting new comics adaptation of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series, the momentous events related in the prologue of the novel The Great Hunt are brought to vivid life from artist Marcio Abreu and written by Rick Hoskin. It also features covers by Mel Ruby, Jordan Gunderson, and this photo cover featuring the actor from the Prime Original Seals series, The Wheel of Time, The Great Hunt. And from Dark Horse Comics, we have Lunar Lodge #1. This is written by Tyler Marseca, and Mirko Kolak does the art and also did the cover art for this series. Marriage ain't easy, especially when your spouse is hiding a monstrous secret. Just ask Rob Moreland, who knows things aren't great lately with his wife Fiona, but is hoping to fix that until the Lunar Lodge calls to confirm her stay. Rob decides to shadow his wife to the hotel, but what he finds reveals even more horror than he thought. Rob will soon discover there's much more to the Lunar Lodge and to his wife than meets the eye. How dramatic. From Dark Horse Comics, writer Tyler Marseca, artist Mirko Kolak, available on November 22nd. It's Lunar Lodge. And from Oni Press, we get a new Rick and Morty series. This is written by Fred C. Stressing, who also does interior art in this cover. The remote to the interdimensional cable box has gone missing. Desperate to find it before Rick can berate him, Jerry enlists the help of Me6PI. Oops. And the two set off to retrieve the remote, unraveling a massive interdimensional cable conspiracy hidden right underneath their noses. From the mind of Fred C. Stressing comes a medium to hard-boiled Rick and Morty mystery and an all-new 4-issue miniseries. It also features this manga tribute cover by Mark Ellerby. It's kind of a Dragon Ball Z thing. Yeah. I'm smart. I know things. Ooh, that's a different tone here. We get this new series from Scout Comics, This Little Piggy, just in time for Thanksgiving. All Reggie wants to do is uphold family tradition. He has studied, has learned every technique. Now it's time. Now it's simply time to put everything into practice. After stapling piggy masks onto their faces, Reggie must confront hunting down his longtime crush Abigail and her family. Coming of age is hard when you're a werewolf. What? This series features interior art by Carlos Lopez, and this cover by Joe Baccardo, this cover by Carlos Lopez, and this very cool cover by Marco Fontanilli. This is This Little Piggy #1 from Scout Comics. Got a couple here from DC Comics. They've got 2 new series on FOC this week. This new one, Outsiders #1, is a 12-issue miniseries written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, with interior art by Robert Cruz and this cover by Roger Cruz. Pardon me. Artist Robert Carey does the interiors, and cover artist Roger Cruz does the cover. Exactly. So I just read the preview copy of this exciting new series, and it is a great series if you're a fan of The Authority or Planetary, because it seems to be picking up some very important threads that both of those series have kind of left dangling from several years. Never the end. A universe of secrets is about to come to light. Batman protects Gotham City from evil. Batman Incorporated protects the rest of the known world. But what of the unknown world? What of the ancient evils in hidden tombs and forgotten tragedies from a magic and mad science-fueled superheroic century? Using his fortune, Luke Fox, that's him, launches a new organization dedicated to shining a light into the world's darkest corners. His first recruit, Kate Kane, the Batwoman, who will re-embrace her military background to protect Luke's dream and encounter every bit of strangeness the DC have to offer. And just wait until you meet the Third Man, or learn what universe-shattering secret they've discovered buried under Antarctica. Outsiders is the return of comic book archaeology, digging into the forgotten corners of DC's history to preserve, record, and better understand the true nature of the DC multiverse and the forgotten stories that make up its fabric. From Jackson Lansing, Colin Kelly, Robert Carey, and Roger Cruz comes The Outsiders on November 14th. It also has this B cardstock cover by John Cassaday. Very nice. And a C cover by Dan Mora. This is Outsiders #1. And we get this new series spinning out of from the pages of The Flash. That's right. This is a new miniseries called Speed Force, Written by Jarrett Williams and artist Daniele Di Nicolo. Pardon me. Wallace West and Avery Ho, the young speedsters, have been Teen Titans, Justice Leaguers, and above all, members of the Flash family. As they become aware of mysterious changes happening to the Speed Force, they race to Keystone City, where they encounter old friends, new threats, and a chance to forge their own paths. Spinning out of the pages of The Flash, the team of Jarrett Williams and Daniele Di Nicolo brings the next generation of speedsters into the dawn of DC. We got this B cover by Leslie Lyrics Lee. Very nice cover. And that debuts on November 14th. From DC Comics, Speed Force #1. Here we got a number 0. Prelude to an upcoming series from Joe Casey and Nathan Fox, Dutch. From the combustible creative team of Joe Casey and Nathan Fox, the original Dutch is back. It's been 30 years since he served as the ultimate superhero. Now his new life is shattered by an old enemy from the past. Will Dutch answer this newest call to action? And coming next year, the mayhem continues in the all-new Dutch #1. Available on November 15th. With just the one cover. How merciful. Here's one from Image Comics. This is a first of a 2-issue miniseries premiering the saga of the unnamed... the saga of the unnamed continues. From Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, they return to the apocalyptic world of Geiger for a special explosive 2-issue origin epic. What happened to Tariq Geiger in the days after the nuclear bombs first dropped? How did mankind survive the unknown war? Who is the mysterious Russian scientist Dr. Molotov? And why is he hunting Geiger? Uh-oh, I think that's... Oh, maybe that's it. Is that it? No. Sorry, folks, I didn't get the B cover on here. Oh, well. This is from Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. We got a B cover by Brian Hitch. I'm sure it looks very nice. Next up from Image Comics. It's not an issue 1, but it kind of is. It's issue 301 from G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. This is the series premiere from their new publisher, Image Skybound. A new era of G.I. Joe starts here. But one Joe won't survive this issue. Which one? The legendary Larry Hama is joined by new series artist Chris Mooniam and cover artist Andy Kubert to continue one of the longest running titles in comics history. That's right, folks. We got this cover by Brad Anderson, wrapping up this brand new issue, debuting the new series at Image Comics, G.I. Joe, The Real American Hero. This also comes with a B cover that they forgot to color. Oh, it's a black and white variant. All right. Ooh, here's one from Image Comics that I guess probably should have been in the graphic novels. All right. But it's here. And it's by Jim Rugg. And it's a giant softcover collection. Harry Potter, Bruce Wayne, Annie, and Oliver Twist can go something themselves. There's a new orphan badass in town. Homeless teenager Jesse. Street angel Sanchez cuts school and fights ninja gangbangers, mad scientists, cops, time-traveling pirates, J-horror cliches, an evil version of her future self, ancient gods, rednecks, and hunger. From cartoonist kayfabe co-host Jim Rugg, with assistance by Brian Maruka, it is Street Angel, Princess of Poverty. Available on November 29th with a cover price of $19.99. It's 200 pages and they're all beautiful. Okay, looks like we're about ready to close this thing up, but we've got a bunch of new Marvel series to run through, so let's hit it, folks. Amazing Spider-Man Gang War First Strike. This is a one-shot that is a prelude to the Gang War. The supercrime landscape of New York has been on edge. This issue, they jump over the edge. What incites the war? Who hired Shotgun and took out Tombstone? What, if anything, can Spider-Man do about it? Everything you need to know about Gang War officially kicks off next month. But it's right here in the Amazing Spider-Man Gang War First Strike. This is written by Zeb Wells with art by Joey Vasquez and this John Romita Jr. cover with this B cover by interior artist Joey Vasquez and this 3D model cover from Video Game. This is the Red Spectre suit cover from Spider-Man 2. And to celebrate his 50th anniversary, we get this new one-shot from Howard the Duck. He's a hard-boiled PI with problems by the duck load. But a cosmic all-seeing friend known as the Peeper is giving him a chance to see what his life could be. The joys he could have. All the ways his life could suck way less than it does now. In other words, what if? It's the Howard the Duck one-shot 50th anniversary special. This is written and drawn by a host of creators, but up on the marquee we've got Chip Zdarsky, of course, with Daniel Kibblesmith, and we've got art from Joe Quinones and this beautiful Ed McGuinness cover. Got a B cover from Annie Wu. This Joe Quinones insignia variant. A Ron Lim cover featuring the mindless ones. That's right. And of course, what number one from Marvel would be complete without a cover by Scotty Young, aka Frank Miller Young. And spinning out of Gang War, we get this new series featuring Luke Cage, the mayor of New York. In the wake of the Anti-Vigilante Act, Luke has been trying to save the city from behind a desk. But a meeting with old friend Danny Rand reminds him of the good old days when problems could be punched in order to solve them. As New York descends into gang warfare, Luke must use every power he has to protect the innocent and save his city. This is written by Rodney Barnes with art by Ramon Box and this cover by Kanan White. Got a cover by Elena Casagrande. Ooh, a Phil Noto variant. And the Sergio Davia connecting variant. Yeah. It's Luke Cage Gang War. Available on November 29th with a cover price of $4.99. Here's a fun one, folks. Celebrating nearly 40 years. The mysteries of the Secret Wars deepen. Get ready for an all-new cataclysmic battle from when Spider-Man first got his alien costume, when a mysterious being called the Beyonder assembled superheroes and villains from Earth to do battle on a patchwork planet. Yes, witness now an untold adventure set during the original Secret Wars. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars set the standard for Marvel Comics events. And this new story will at least reveal some secret connections and missing characters going back to the 1984 original series, just in time for its 40th anniversary. What secret test are the Beyonders conducting, and how will Spider-Man, the Human Torch, and the whole cast determine the fate of the universe? Plus surprise supervillain appearances inside from Tom DeFalco, artist Pat Olive. We get this cover by Giuseppe Camuncoli. This cover by John Tyler Christopher. Ooh, this looks like a Pat Olive cover, who does interiors as well. A Ryan Stegman tribute to those classic Superhero Secret Wars #1 cover. And Sean Galloway with a Saturday morning cover. Finally, Todd Nauck comes in with this connecting variant for Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Battle World #1. We get a new series from Spider-Gwen called Smash #1 from Melissa Flores and Enid Ballum. Got this cover by David Nakayama, wrapping up this book. Time to face the music. The Mary Janes are off on a 4-city tour as the opening act to one of Earth 65's biggest rock bands. Gwen has promised the band that this big break will be all about the music. No web slinging, just drums. But when a mysterious assassin targets the headliner, Gwen begins to wonder how she got the gig in the first place. Featuring new versions of some of your favorite characters, written by Melissa Flores with art by Enid Ballum. We got this David Nakayama cover. Got a B cover by Ivan Tao. And the super creepy cover by Peach Momoko. It's Spider-Gwen Smash. Available, ordered well ahead of time. Set to release on December 13th. It's, $5.99. There we go. Spider-Woman #1 spinning out of Gang War. Lots of Gang War spinning this week. Gang War First Strike. The Web of Destiny restored Spider-Woman's life, but even Captain Marvel and Madam Web can tell something's changed. Now, Spider-Man wants to recruit her for a new team called because Viper has engineered a deadly union between Hydra and Diamondback. Uh-oh. There it is. That's the 3 covers. This is written by Steve Fox with art by Carola Borelli. We got this Lionel Francis Yu cover. Got a B cover by Bengal that is amazing. Wow. And the C cover by Ejikuri, Spider-Woman #1, available on November 29th. And finally, our last spotlight on Last Call for first issues is X-Men Blue Origins #1. This is undoubtedly a one-shot written by Cy Spurrier, who seems to be the curator of all things Nightcrawler / Uncanny Nightcrawler Spider-Man, and featuring interior art by Wilton Santos and this cover by Francis Manipul. It's time for the definitive Nightcrawler origin story. This is the one you can't miss, true believer. You think you know the beloved Blue Devil came in. You think you know how the beloved Blue Devil came into this troubled world. You think you know the tale of his mendacious mama Mystique. You don't. Mother and son reunite in a mold-shattering tale that exposes secrets held for decades and redefines both characters forever. A collector's item in the making. It's X-Men Blue Origins #1. We got this cover by Francis Manipul. Got this E.M. Geist cover. Very nice. And this Russell Dodderman cover wrap up this focus on Last Call for first issues. This comic will be available on November 29th with a cover price of $5.99. Do keep in mind, if you want any of these variants, make sure that you order them specifically, because folks, I'm not real big into risk taking, so it's cover A for me. If you want any of the other covers, please do get those orders into Comic Hub before Sunday at 5 p.m. to ensure your copies of these beautiful covers. And that wraps up Last Call for first issues. And let's go right into Last Call for events. Yeah, maybe I should have put that one at the back. All right. do that. That doesn't look good. Nah. Wow, this is messed up. There it is. I found it. Thanks, folks. Thanks for your patience. And also, I'd like to apologize for everybody that was expecting a signing from Saladin Ahmed. Unfortunately, he came down sick at the last minute and was not able to make it out for the signing this last Wednesday. It's a crying shame, but there was a bunch of people here waiting that were looking forward to meeting him, and he has committed to rescheduling as soon as possible, possibly by the release date of Spine-Tingling Spider-Man #2. He's got so much work out on the shelf right now. We could have him in for a signing for any of these fine things. But we will, of course, have him back as soon as possible, as soon as he's feeling better. So apologies for anybody that came out this last Wednesday, but we will have Saladin back in. Here's a big one. This is big news, folks. Celebrating the 50th Brain Candy on Monday, November 21st. We welcome all these fine creators in for our monthly celebration of all things art. We have music from musician James Anthony, prose pieces from Rob Keast, poetry from Cindy Hunter Morgan, and the visual art of Laura D. Gibson. Brain Candy is a fantastic forum for local creators of multiple disciplines, and it is all put together by our friends at the Emerging Writers Network. Celebrating the 50th Brain Candy. Wow. Been doing this. Well, it hasn't been contiguous 50 month because, COVID and whatnot, but every month that we could, we had Brain Candy, and we're having it again. You don't want to miss out on this fantastic 50th anniversary Brain Candy on Monday, November 21st at 7 p.m. And do keep in mind, it is absolutely free and hosted right here inside Green Brain Comics. And of course, make sure to join us back here on YouTube for BrainScan on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. We will be live with our singing, dancing, and new comic review for the upcoming New Comic Day, Wednesday, October 25th. Don't miss out on BrainScan Live. And of course, join us right back here on YouTube and Facebook for Last Call Live next week. Uh-oh, did I give the wrong date? Oh man, I did. Katie caught my mistake. I was looking at the wrong month. Let me correct myself. Celebrating the 50th episode of Brain Candy, performed live here at Green Brain Comics on Monday, November 20th from 7 to 9 p.m. Be here. It's free, and it's awesome, and it's our anniversary. Okay, we did that. Come back again next week for more Last Call Live. And let's see. We did the brain scan. We did the thing. Let's see what we do next. We take off all that stuff and we put that back up. Okay, let's see. Be sure to check out all of our live streams. Yeah, stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. On Twitter, we are Green Brain CMX. All of the links to our shopping cart, website, and Comic Hub are below in the description. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Remember, folks, repeat after me. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks.